What is up?
What's up, guys? Reefy Taco back, and the people are saying, "Hey, make some content," and I'm saying, "All right." So check us out. I got some new additions, and I had my first loss, and it's pretty sad. But anyway, let me show you what I got, and then I'll get into that. So first things first, I got a little baby acan. You can see its tentacles are out because I just fed it, and actually fed it a brine shrimp. And I tried to get it on top, but I'm going to have to start cutting off these jets up here because I cut off my power head, but I need to cut these off too because even these are creating quite a bit of movement. So if you guys get a JBJ, the return pumps in these still create quite a bit of movement. But you can see that the acan has its tentacles out looking for some food. Again, I just fed it some brine shrimp. Same thing with the Duncan, which I've moved and I'll talk about in a minute. But you can see that its mouth, or whatever the hell that is, looks like a prolapsed butthole right now because I fed it as well. And it's opening back up, I guess, wanting more food. Green Star Polyp's doing okay. I got a clip here for some seaweed for this guy, but he didn't even touch it, so I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore. Green Star Polyp is, I don't know if I can get a focus on it, but it is moving. You can see that it's kind of touching the rock right down here. So it is spreading, which is a good thing. I hope that goes up instead of down. And then finally the pulsing xenia, I really have no spot for it. So I just keep it back here, but it's growing like a weed. It is not pulsing, so it just looks like this pinkish brown flower. And I'm not very happy with it, but it's isolated to its own rock and it's back here, so I'm just going to let it grow. Now, the candy cane and the Duncan, I took those off their frag plugs from Live Aquaria, and I stuck them on the rock directly. Now, if nobody has ever taken a frag plug off of a coral, I was real worried about it, but it's pretty easy. The corals are pretty hardy, so especially on the candy cane, which has not been growing that well, you can actually just take the base of it, pop it right off, and stick it into that rock. So I put it down there because it's just kind of out of the way, and then if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, I'll just jerk it out. Duncan coral was a little bit harder because when you grab the bottom of these things, they secrete this mucus, and I freaked out, thought I was poisoned and all this stupid stuff. But it turns out it was fun. So it was irritated, got upset with me for a little bit, but I glued it down and stuck it right there. I was having a little bit of time getting the glue to set, but eventually I took care of it. And it's actually grown quite a bit past couple days, so I've been pretty happy with it. I have not seen it branching off into another head, which is what these things do, but the overall growth has been pretty good the past week. I've noticed a difference in it, so that's a good thing. Now, as far as the other new addition, you can't really see him. Maybe I can get back here. Oh, there he is. Oh, sacre bleu! That's how they speak. So this is my new fire blood shrimp. He is extremely shy. I've had him for about 3 days now, and he doesn't leave the cave unless I'm feeding. I used to have a cleaner shrimp named Citizen Snips, and that dude was awesome. He would jump around. He would always come out for food. If I had my hand in the tank, he would always try to jump on it. I really liked him. But about 3 days ago, he sat back here in this cave and just kind of sat there. And I don't know what he was doing. Even when I would feed, he would just sit back there and never leave that cave. So I figured he was just molting, which he had done a couple times. And it even looked like on his exoskeleton, the antenna had like this wavy type of skeleton. So I thought he was just molting, and that's just what they do. When I introduced this guy in the cave, you can't see him. I don't know where he's at now. But whenever I introduced that dude, Citizen Snips came back through here and kind of perched up on this rock. And I noticed that when he would walk past this guy, he would come out of his cave and hit him. And I don't know if he hurt him while he was molting. I don't know if Citizen Snips was just in a bad way anyway, But the next morning, he was stuck to the power head here, and it was not a molt this time, which is usually what happens. It was his full body, so I had to get rid of him, which stinks because I really like that cleaner shrimp. He was really, really cool. It was my first loss, which stinks. Those things are like 20 bucks a pop, which stinks, and I don't really know what happened to him, which is what I'm really concerned about because I don't want something bad in my water. Now, all the other inverts have been perfectly fine. I even had something really cool happen where a hermit crab tried to get out of its shell to get into another one, got caught by the current, blew around, and was actually without a shell for the better part of a day, and then he finally found one. I believe that's him right there, or her. The snails are fine. The hermit crabs are fine. I probably need to even get some more snails because I get a film on my tank ever so often, but you know, overall, I don't think there's a problem. I think it was just a weird circumstance with the shrimp. So, but this has given me caution to get another shrimp because I really don't want this guy to be a bully. The cleaner shrimp back here. Excuse me, the fire shrimp. Which, these are supposed to be pretty peaceful. So, I'm not 100% sure why that happened. But I may try it again. And then if another one dies, I'll know for sure what happened. And I'll just go with one shrimp. So that's that. As far as anything else is concerned, the Minus Plenty is doing fantastic. He's not shy anymore. He actually will hit the top of this right here sometimes. I don't know if he's suicidal or what's going on with him. But he eats well. I just fed some bronze shrimp, and they love that. And then the clownfish are doing awesome as well. So everything is kind of good in the tank. I've added coral, but I keep getting the smaller varieties, hoping that they would grow. I think the next coral I get is going to be bigger because I really want something instead of just rock. I have patience to let these things grow, but I want something big if I'm going to have to look at it for months and months while these things get some size on them. But it looks like my lighting is okay, which is a good thing. And except for the candy cane, almost all these guys are growing at a pretty good rate. This guy's spreading. This guy's getting bigger. This guy eats, which I've only had him for 3 or 4 days. And this guy's just stupid. I got some reef chilies, so hopefully I'll start feeding that. Now on the back side of the tank here, I put some GFO in this guy right here. I mixed it with carbon. So I did that for phosphates. I don't know if it's helping, to be honest, but I put it in there to see what's going to happen. And then finally, I'm getting rid of this damn thing. There are so many times that I have to turn it off and turn it back on, and I think that this is just such low voltage that the ATO doesn't pick up on it. So I'm going to have to find out another solution for that. Protein skimmer, I think it's working. I don't get much skimate. So I may upgrade that as well. But as far as like what I'm getting in here, you see kind of some nasty stuff. You can see the molt from the blood shrimp or fire shrimp or whatever the hell this thing's called. So everything's all right. That's just a small little update. I went a little bit too long, but I know you guys love my smooth Southern charm, and I am